Hey YouTube, this is Edward Underhill, and as promised, I am here with my review of the Straight Outta Dudleyville documentary. But before I get into that, I have got a package here. This is the third figure that I got in my trade with Burnoutinc, so I'm going to open it on camera for you guys. Just going to set the camera down. And the figure is the Network Spotlight Series Big Boss Man. This is a reissue of the Elite 14 figure. It's pretty much from the pictures that I've seen of the Elite 14 version. It's the same one. Only difference is it doesn't come with the ball and chain accessory, but he does come with his handcuffs, his sunglasses, his nightstick. But yeah, great figure. Gonna put it up there next to the Network Spotlight Series Hunter Hearst Helmsley. And once I get the HBK figure, whenever I find that, I'll put that between those two as well. But yeah, thank you Burnoutinc very much for this figure. Happy to do business with you. Would be glad to do it again. But yeah, on to the DVD. I've got the Blu-ray here. This will be a review of the documentary, not the complete set, but I do love this slipcover for the Blu-ray. But yeah, it's meant to look like a piece of wood with the picture burned into it with a wood burning tool. But yeah, it looks great. But this documentary overall was good. It was a solid documentary. I very much enjoyed it. It's a lot like the network specials that they did for Daniel Bryan, The Shield, and Sting last year, where it pretty much is a documentary that leads up to a specific event. In this case, it was the Dudley Boyz' return to Raw after SummerSlam 2015. And it talks about how they got into wrestling, growing up in New York, how they were trained, getting recruited by ECW, where the original Dudley Boyz gimmick came from, and how the inspiration for their characters came from, which is a great story in itself. But yeah, it talks about their initial feud before becoming a tag team, and then becoming a tag team, and how hated these guys were. I mean, the promos they would cut on the audience were just these profanity-filled promos where they would just say everything that you can't say on TV nowadays without getting fined. But it talks about them as a tag team, getting recruited by WWE, coming there, their TLC matches with Edge and Christian and the Hardys, that whole feud, getting split up in the draft in 2002, their singles runs on Raw and SmackDown, coming back together, leaving in 2005, and then, it talks a little bit about their TNA run, but it doesn't go into too much detail. It talks about going to Japan, them going to Japan, and then, Bubba's run as the world champion in TNA. But then it talks about Bubba's return at the Royal Rumble and how that sort of sparked the interest in the Dudleys coming back full-time, which of course it ends with them coming back at Raw after SummerSlam. The crowd reaction was great, and then it just ends with them being talked about as one of the greatest tag teams of all time, which they say they aren't. They say the Road Warriors are, which I would certainly agree to that. I know many people say that the Road Warriors are the greatest tag team of all time, but I would certainly say these two guys are one of the greatest tag teams. So yeah, really enjoyed the documentary. It's about an hour and 13 minutes long. It's solid. The match selection that's on here, I have seen most of the matches. And you've also got some interview footage with Devon and Bubba about each match, which is really cool, about what went into it, what they thought they could have done better. But yeah, definitely a set that I would recommend picking up, especially if you want to get the Steelbook. I would recommend getting that if you can find it. I wasn't able to, but this was the next best thing. I don't double dip on most of the stuff. This was one, though, I wanted to get both versions of, though. So, but yeah, looking forward to the United States Championship DVD, which comes out tomorrow. And so yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to like, comment, rate, and subscribe. And the words of the Dudley Boyz, oh, testify.